Hi guys, this is Ashley back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. So Nicki Minaj is being called out for sabotaging botching Bitter's rollout for her next album. Fans are calling out Nicki Minaj because she was supposed to drop her deluxe. Yesterday, it got pushed back, and fans are saying, you really pushed your album back to wait for Cardi again? Question mark and at Nicki Minaj. You are sick and obsessed. Okay, so that's what the fans are saying on social media. A lot of fans are saying that Nicki Minaj pushed her album back to sabotage, botch, and bitter, or to drop the same day as her. Okay? Let me know how y'all feel about it. Didn't Future drop yesterday? I thought he was supposed to drop an album yesterday. I thought that was the main reason why she would push it back. But here's my thing. I don't think Nicki should drop the same day as Botch and Bitter. Okay? I don't think it would be a good idea. Titanic is definitely going to sabotage Nicki Minaj if she do. She don't just have to worry about Camel Toe. You know, Titanic out here still sabotaging Nicki Minaj. And I also think the sympathy is going to go towards Botch and Bitter if they drop the same day. Okay? Because as we know, the general public, they don't mess with Nicki like that. Nicki has the barbs. But the general public tends to go hard on Nicki and think that she's a bully. So this will only further create sympathy for Cardi B if she dropped the same day. I think she should wait a few weeks after to drop. You know, if she's going to drop around the same time as Cardi B, I will wait a few weeks after. Because if she drop, you know, the same day or the same week, everybody's going to want to push Botch and Bitter to #1, especially since she hasn't dropped an album in 8 years. Okay? So, you know, I personally don't think it would be a good idea. I think it's going to put more of a target on Nicki Minaj's back, and she already got it tough. Now, Nicki Minaj has responded to 3Dread's video of how, you know, Wayne was on Instagram Live, I believe, saying how he was disappointed that he will not be performing at the 2025 Super Bowl. Okay? Nicki Minaj said, this too shall pass. But what you have done for the hip-hop culture will remain. It will stand the test of time. Many times our greatest and most dehumanizing test is just a way for God to get the glory. You are simply used in a war of egos. Two people who were empty inside, all they have is their temporary power. So she's still throwing some shade at Camel Toe. She said, now every day, these wicked people are spending money to circulate the worst of you. But the Lord will nullify each and every single attempt. And not only will it return to sender, it will be replaced with the best of you. You are human. They are not and never will be perfect. And when you go out their way to circulate the worst of human beings, the worst of them shall be circulated and magnified too. It will be their demise. The Lord has warned them time and time again. Their stone cold hearts believe they are above reproach, but this time they will regret it. Okay? Now, I agree with Nicki Minaj. You know, I do feel like Wayne is a legend, and that he definitely deserves his flowers. But he's not a better performer than Kung Fu Kenny. And I see why the Super Bowl chose Kung Fu Kenny over Wayne. And I think people are being dramatic about the situation. Like, you know, the next 5 years, Wayne could perform if he's still able to. I mean, I don't understand why he's so pressed about performing at this year's Super Bowl. You've been around for 20 years. I mean, why now? I still don't understand that. It's like, I feel like when artists get older, they start trying to just knock things off their bucket list. And I understand that. But you got to understand how the industry works. And the older you get, a lot of times the industry will tell you your time is up. When you get older, they'll say, listen, if you don't remain relevant musically, the industry will say you don't hold no value. That's how it works. And Wayne's still a legend, but musically is not the same for him like it was 10 years ago. Let's just be honest. Y'all not checking for Wayne like that like y'all used to. And the industry knows that. They're looking at the numbers. They're looking at the stats. And even, Usher, the only reason why he performed last year is because he had a lot of momentum. He had a lot of controversy last year. That's why he performed. If he didn't have all that controversy last year and momentum from his Vegas residency, he would have never performed. Let's be clear. Now, moving on to Doja Cat, who unfortunately I'm going to have to give Donkey of the Day. Doja Cat is my fave, but unfortunately, there has been this blind item that has been circulating around the internet. Hopefully it's fake. They're saying the marijuana feline almost got kicked out of a restaurant for getting freaky in the bathroom. Hey, at least it wasn't drugs. Yikes. And they're saying this allegedly was Doja Cat and Joseph Quinn when they were in Italy. Okay? Now, here's the thing, Doja Cat. I get it. Joseph Quinn, he is the man that you manifested. He's the man that you want. But I think that getting freaky in the bathroom is nasty, especially when you're a multimillionaire. Public restrooms is not a place for you to be having sex. That's nasty and disgusting. But am I really shocked? No, because Doja Cat sometimes looks like she don't take showers. But this is gross, and I don't care how anybody feels about it. If you ever had sex in a public bathroom or, started getting freaky in a public bathroom, you're gross, you're nasty, you're disgusting. Now, hopefully this isn't true, but this is something I can see Doja Cat doing. Because if you look at Doja Cat, she look like she'll have sex anywhere. No shade. Now, moving on to Botch and Bitter. It looks like she might be getting a big collaboration. Vibes Cartel said that he wants Botch and Bitter.
Who you want to collaborate with now?
Like as artists?
Yeah. Wait, you've never collaborated with them. Not anybody you worked with before.
Big up Cardi B. Straight. Don't know. My G, isn't it? Yeah, man, big up Cardi.
Okay, so let me know, how does the Jamaican culture feel about that? Cardi B and Vibes Cartel doing a collaboration, okay, for the culture. Botch and Bitter has expressed that she is a Vibes Cartel fan. So this might be a collaboration of a lifetime. Maybe he will be on Cardi B's next album. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, moving on to Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion has teased her new album, Deluxe, coming out Act 2. Okay? She put out a trailer all over social media. Let me know how much y'all think she's going to sell first week for her Deluxe album. A lot of fans are saying that even though her album did 64,000 first week for the original Megan album, for the Deluxe, they think because she got the Pepsi commercial and she hosted the Video Music Awards, did 4 million in viewership for the Video Music Awards, she possibly will get a Ariana and the Sharp Such Racist collaboration. She did mention she wants to work with them. A lot of people think she can do 100K first week. I think she'll do 100K if she get a Chart Obsessed Racist collaboration, for sure. If the Chart Obsessed Racist is on a Megan album, she's doing 100K, period. Okay? But I just don't think they would mesh well on a record because Megan is a little bit too sexual and explicit in her songs. Of course, she can obviously, not be that in a song, but I don't feel like that would be organically her. Now, Megan Thee Stallion also brags and taunts Nicki Minaj. She posted her stats from the Video Music Awards after she hosted. She said, "Hotties, did you know the Hot Girl Video Music Awards had its biggest audience in 4 years yesterday?" Okay, with an emoji. Now, I believe Devil Nation did that on purpose because, Nicki has been throwing a lot of shade at Camel Toe recently. She's still throwing shade, even recently commenting on Wayne's picture, or video of him expressing his disappointment about not headlining the halftime Super Bowl. She was saying how people in power are soulless and, the power is temporary. She still is going in on Camel Toe. And I think that he's going to use Megan Thee Stallion to get back at Nicki Minaj. I think Nicki Minaj should no longer throw shade at Camel Face or Megan Thee Stallion because she's only making Megan bigger. And then on top of that, I think that Camel Face uses Megan Thee Stallion to get underneath Nicki Minaj's skin. Okay? And I believe, Megan Thee Stallion's numbers were definitely fudged for the Video Music Awards. Now, moving on to Scratch Off, a lot of people aren't talking about this because, it's Scratch Off who would be talking about it, but I thought it was a good idea to put this out because people were talking about Nicki's tour not selling out, but Scratch Off's tour ain't selling out either. Didn't she sell 28,000, 29,000 first week? Yet y'all was trying to say that she had one of the best female rap albums of the year. So she had one of the best female rap albums of the year. Why aren't y'all selling out her concert? That's very odd. Tickets are only $100. Y'all don't got $100 to support Scratch Off? Goodness gracious, okay? The crackpots, they don't buy music and they don't buy tour tickets. Y'all are an embarrassment to hip-hop. Y'all talk all this junk about Nicki Minaj, but she the only one that could do a successful world tour, her and Doja Cat. The rest of y'all can't sell nothing, okay? And Megan Thee Stallion, her full revenue wasn't even completely out to the general public because Devil Nation doesn't want people to see, Megan Thee Stallion's low tour revenue. Okay, they only posted 8 shows for what she made on tour, but she did 30 total. Why aren't we posting a full 30? We're only posting 8 shows because the other 22 shows probably didn't sell out. Now, moving on to Queen Bee. Pharrell advocates for Queen Bee to win Album of the Year at the 2025 Grammys for Cowboy Carter. He said in a recent interview, it better be Album of the Year, and they know. Okay, he's sending out a warning. Okay, and I think that Camel Toe sent a warning earlier this year when he complained about Queen Bee not winning Album of the Year. And, I think that the Scammy committee is a little bit worried because they don't want Camel Toe to not donate to the committee. Not attend the Scammies anymore. Okay? You don't want Camel Toe and Queen Bee not to attend the Scammies because they bring in the viewership. Okay? People watch the Scammies because of Queen Bee and the Charm Obsessed Racists. So let me know if you guys think that Queen Bee deserves to win Album of the Year. Now, some fans feel like Queen Bee was throwing some shade at Rihanna or the Kardashians in her recent interview with GQ. She was asked, what is your experience been like as a Black woman in business spaces that some might have assumed you wouldn't thrive in? She said there's a huge contrast between business journeys of men and women. Men often have the luxury of being perceived as a strategist, the brains behind their ventures. They're given the space to focus on the product, the team, the business plan. Women, on the other hand, especially those in the limelight, are frequently pigeonholed into being the face of the brand or the marketing tool. It is important to me to continue to take the same approach I have taken with my music and apply it to learning to my business. So a lot of fans feel like that was shade towards the Kardashians and, maybe Rihanna's Fenty because Rihanna's like the face of Fenty, but is she the brains behind Fenty? No, she's not. I know that for a fact because she doesn't fully own all of the different Fenty ventures. Same thing with Kim. Kim is the face of Skims, but is she the brain behind it? No. Okay? So a lot of people felt like that was shade. Then she was also asked, earlier this year, you launched a hair care line, Sacred. In ramping up these business interests, do you find that entrepreneurialism scratches a different kind of itch than your other creative pursuits? Now, Queen Bee responded and said, when I started my hair care brand, Sacred, I wanted it to be recognized for what it does for real people and their hair. When it launched, I made a conscious decision not to appear in the ads. The brand's first impression needed to stand on its own merit, not be swayed by my influence. I've been using these products for years, so I know firsthand how magical they are. Okay? So, who appears in their own ads? Rihanna. No shade. The Kardashians. So, a lot of people feel like that was shade towards Rihanna and the Kardashians. Just saying. Now, moving on to Nas. Not bottom Nas X. Nas the icon. He congratulated Kung Fu Kenny. He said, congratulations to my brother, Kung Fu Kenny. Can't wait to watch the party die. Okay? And, I appreciate Nas, congratulating Kung Fu Kenny. It seems as though people are kind of not realizing that all this, Wayne should perform and blah, 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 by his music because he ain't seen the charts in a while. But my point is, people are taking the shine away from Kung Fu Kenny. Kung Fu Kenny deserves this moment. He's a really good performer. He puts out quality music, not quantity music, quality music. That's what he puts out. And then on top of that, he doesn't do the social media antics. I think that's why I like Kung Fu Kenny a lot, because I feel like a lot of artists have to do like the social media antics, especially Champagne Thickums. Have to like sneak this on social media, throw subs on social media, subliminals on social media. He do that all the time on Instagram. It's a turnoff, especially when you're damn near 40. If you're not going to keep it in the music, shut up. Okay? And that's what I want a lot of these artists, especially these female rappers, to start doing in 2025. No sneak dissing on social media. Put it in the record and call it the day. Okay? And that's why I like Kung Fu Kenny and probably Queen Bee, because they don't do like the social media antics. Okay? I would prefer if artists keep it in the music, because you do the social media antics and then you pretend like you didn't do nothing. Like Champagne Thickums do the social media antics and then he pretends like he wasn't sneak dissing. Okay? Cardi B, same thing. Nicki, sometimes she be doing a lot of the shade on Station Head and, Twitter and Instagram. I want everybody in 2025 to put it in the music. And that's it. Now, it has been announced that Victoria Monet's Jaguar 2 Deluxe will be released October 4th. Damn! Everybody putting out a deluxe except SZA. Now, wow. I forgot to give SZA Donkey of the Day for that. Okay, but we'll do it today. My whole thing is, Victoria Monet, I don't mind you putting out a deluxe because I did like Jaguar 2. But the Usher record was trash. Okay? Now, speaking of deluxe, SZA never put out Lana. Mind you, SOS came out in 2022, so SZA will be receiving Donkey of the Day today. That just kind of made me think about SZA, because I'm like, damn, everybody put out deluxe except SZA, and she was supposed to put out Lana. So, yeah, she definitely got to receive Donkey of the Day. I'm sorry. That is just honestly unacceptable. You put out album in 2022, we still don't have a deluxe, and we headed into 2025. Come on now. Stop. Now, moving on to Tyler. A lot of fans are calling Tyler out because of her not wanting to hold her own VMA award at the VMAs. You know, she asked Holly Bailey if she could hold it. Holly was like, no. And Lil Nas X was holding it. A lot of people feel like Tyla's acting stuck up or snobbish. People are saying they don't like her attitude. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Me personally, I don't think it was anything of a big deal. I mean, I wouldn't want to carry the award either. Sometimes those awards are heavy, okay? But in regards to her feeling big-headed, a lot of artists, especially the newer artists, feel like that. You can tell. Ice Spice got big-headed. Scratch Off, big-headed. Sexy Red, big-headed. None of them be selling. Y'all caping for Tyla, and I get it, she's talented, but she ain't no Mariah Carey, okay? She's talented, but she ain't that talented, and she definitely don't sell for y'all to be caping for her like that. Y'all always big up these artists, and this is my biggest problem and pet peeve. Y'all big up these artists on social media. When it's time for them to release music, y'all nowhere to be found. Always 100K likes for a tweet about Tyla, or 50K likes, but 20,000 in sales first week. It's always like that. Y'all do the same thing with Walmart, Beyonce, and Megan Thee Stallion. Never support them outside of social media. I never understand that. But what I'm trying to say is that I don't really feel like it was anything wrong or she was being big-headed by not wanting to hold her own awards. Okay? No shade. But I do feel like a lot of these newer artists are big-headed, not just Tyla. Ice Spice got big-headed. You can see it with the Cleopatra situation, her falling out with Nicki, her dissing Cardi B. You know, she was feeling herself. Same thing with Scratch Off. Scratch Off is very much big-headed for a side chick that don't sell music. Okay? Sexy Red, you know, I feel like she's not that big-headed, but she was getting there until she had to cancel her tour. See, I saw that Sexy Red was getting a little bit big-headed until she had to cancel her tour because it wasn't selling. Okay? Megan Thee Stallion still got a big head thanks to Devil Nation. A lot of these artists are like that. That's what happens when you join the industry. Now, moving on to The Weeknd. You know, I usually don't talk about The Weeknd a lot, but I am a huge fan of The Weeknd's old music, not the newest stuff he's been putting out. But he did put out a single called Dancing in Flames. The music video was trash. The music video budget was probably $100. I don't know what happened to The Weeknd's budget, but clearly it has declined. Okay? Especially since he put out that trash album last year, I believe, or I think in 2022. The Yawn FM. I remember that trash album. But Dancing in the Flames is also trash. And I need The Weeknd to stop trying to make dance top 10, top 20 pop hits and go back to the old Weeknd. That's what I like. Okay? I like After Hours Weeknd. Anything after hours to me has been trash. But I like After Hours. I like Kissland. Okay? House of Balloons, Starboy. I like that Weeknd. I don't like this new Weeknd where every single has to be, you know, pop, EDM. I don't like that all the time. And I feel like he's trying to get like those pop hits. The song was boring. It was flat. It was terrible. And I don't know who is in The Weeknd's ear, but he needs to go back to his own sound. You're going to lose your core fan base by doing this trash, okay? So unfortunately, I have to give The Weeknd Donkey of the Day for this trash single. I was really looking forward to The Weeknd, but I guess I'll just look forward to when Harry Styles drop. Harry Styles usually never disappoints me. The Weeknd, you've been disappointing me for the last 3 years. So, Donkey of the Day to you. But anyway, I got some hot tea on Patreon. Link will be in the description. And have a great day.